Sometimes we set goals and we have to modify them, change them, or just get rid of them altogether. Is this failure or is this learning and growing? When do you push through and when do you say enough is enough and change? Things in life are rarely straightforward, and this is part of this human experience. "30 days, 10 sun salutations every morning." This is gonna be tough for someone who hates the morning. Hey guys, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Tara, and this month I'm taking on a 30-day sun salutation challenge. I've been wanting to do this for a while because I have this idea in my head that this will help me be more motivated in the mornings, but I haven't done it yet, so I figured this will keep me accountable and then I can share it with you along the way, which is kind of cool. So the plan is to do 10 sun salutations every morning for 30 days. I know that 10 sun salutations may not seem like that much, but I wanted this to be like a realistic challenge that isn't super time consuming. I did the first round this morning and it took me about 10 minutes. So for the yogis out there, I'm doing 10 sun salutation A's. If you don't know what that means, you'll learn as we go through this video. I'm going to be talking about sun salutations in more detail as I go through this challenge. So why am I doing this? Well, first of all, if you don't already know, I really am not a morning person. And this isn't anything new, but lately it's kind of been feeling worse than normal. One, I've been constantly snoozing my alarm. Two, I'm just insanely irritable in the morning. Like any little thing pisses me off. So it's not really good. And I'm thinking that the sun salutations would be a really great way to burn off this negative mindset that I've been carrying around in the morning. And you know, I'm just really freaking tired in the morning and I need something to boost my energy. So I'm not doing these sun salutations straight out of bed. I'm still doing the whole morning routine for the dogs first, and then I need to get dressed because I need a sports bra on, but then I'm getting right into doing the sun salutations before I do the rest of my stuff in the morning. So let's see what happens. She sounds so positive and motivated. So I wasn't going to post this video at all because I failed the challenge, but then I thought about it and I could see that it taught me a valuable lesson that I think we all need. So we'll get into the failure part later in this video, but for now, let's start at the beginning. Okay, it's morning one of my 30-day sun salutation challenge, so let's do this. Sun salutations, also known as Surya Namaskar in Sanskrit. Surya translates to sun. Namaskar is a greeting meaning I bow to you. This greeting is often accompanied by bringing the palms together in prayer, and this is how we start our sun salutations, by bringing the hands in prayer and bowing to the sun, which provides us with life here on earth. So a sun salutation is really what it sounds like, a sequence to honor the sun and offer our gratitude. Whew, that was more tiring than I thought. And it's kind of hot in here because my living room's like the hottest room in my house because there's like giant windows next to me, but felt good. It was tough. But we did it. Day one complete. So it's day 2 and today I decided to try the downward dog with just one breath, and this did shorten the amount of time it took me to do my sun salutations. So today it took about 5 to 6 minutes, so it was definitely quicker. I feel like I'll just decide day to day if I want to do a 1 breath hold in down dog or if I want to do the full 5 breath hold in down dog. We'll kind of just go based on intuition and how I feel. Hey guys, so it's day 3 of the sun salutation challenge and I'm switching things up a bit. So yesterday after I did my sun salutations, I did feel some discomfort in my lower back. I have had disc issues in the past in my lower back. It's pretty much been fine, but I feel like because there is a lot of forward bending in the sun salutations, that for my back particularly, this might not be the best thing to do right when I get up in the morning because your discs do have more like fluid in them in the morning. So you could kind of irritate them a little easier. So I know I just said in the beginning of this video that I'm doing these sun salutations right after I get up. All I'm doing is, what I say? Taking the dogs out and putting on a sports bra. I could have gone back and changed the intro to the video, but I felt like this was like a good learning experience of just being open to making changes as you need. So that plan wasn't ideal for my body. I'm still doing the sun salutation, so my lower back felt fine last night. It feels fine today, so it's not like I'm pushing through pain. But I think I just need to do it a little later in the morning. So instead, I'm going to be getting up, doing the stuff for the dogs. I'm going to do my morning routine, which I have a morning routine video, which you could watch if you want. I'm not going to go through that here. I'll link it up here somewhere. And then I'm also going to have my morning smoothie or whatever I'm having for the morning. Usually it's a smoothie or some type of like acai bowl. So I'm usually hungry anyway, so I'm going to do that before. I think for now that's about it. I feel like that's going to give me enough time to like move around a little bit before I move into my sun salutation. So I think that'll be okay for my lower back. So we'll see how it feels. But remember to always be open to change, listen to your body and make changes as needed. So yeah, I'm going to go do my sun salutations now. Okay, so today I decided to do a 3-breath hold in downward dog, and I feel like I liked that point. I felt like that felt like the best one for me, and it took me like 7 to 8 minutes to do the 10 sun salutations, but I felt like that was a really good medium ground, and it felt good, so I might continue with that. And my back felt good. I decided to do a couple extra extensions through my spine after, just to keep my back feeling good. But yeah, so hopefully this will be a better time of day for me, and I feel good right now. So I'm gonna go get on with the rest of my day. There are many different ways that we can honor the sun. This recognition doesn't need to be external if that doesn't resonate with you. You can also recognize the internal sun energy within you. We all have solar energy, masculine energy, and lunar energy, feminine energy that lives within us. You can use your sun salutations to honor and enliven the divine masculine within you. Choose an intention that resonates with you, and this will make this practice so much more powerful. Good morning, it's day 8, and I just started the first day of my menstrual cycle, so I'm going to be modifying a little extra this morning. So instead of chaturanga to up dog, I'll drop to my knees and move through low cobra. So just a reminder to always modify as needed. Modifying doesn't make it any less of a sun salutation, and for anyone who does have a menstrual cycle, remember that we often need to take things down a notch in terms of exercise when you have your period. So like intense workouts aren't going to best serve you during that phase of your menstrual cycle. So I am honoring my body today and modifying my sun salutations this morning. So it's still day 8, it's later in the day. I want to give you guys a little update since it's been a week to let you know how I'm feeling. I am feeling a little better than this morning. I just filmed a yoga flow for YouTube, so my hair is kind of a mess. So I figured I'd pop on here and give you guys an update on how I've been feeling with my sun salutations. I'm feeling a little less irritable and annoyed in the morning by things, so I feel like that's been helping. Energy wise, I feel pretty similar, but again, it's only been a week, so we'll see as the rest of the month goes by. And in general, doing the sun salutations a little later in my morning routine has been great. So my back's felt fine. So if someone does want to do this challenge, that's a really good tip probably to take from this, because sometimes doing a lot of forward folding like first thing in the morning is a little tough on the back for a lot of us. So maybe just doing them a little later in the day would be better for you. So that's been working for me. And I guess the only other takeaway so far is remember to modify as you need it. And you can modify every morning if you want. Do what's right for your body, right? We're challenging ourselves, but we're not trying to cause discomfort. We're still honoring where our body's at each day, right? So that's my takeaway so far, and we'll see how the rest of the month goes. There are different variations of sun salutations, and the sequence you choose doesn't matter so much. It's really about your intention. For this challenge, I've chosen to do sun salutation A. So you start in mountain pose, Tadasana, feeling earth energy. Then you take a beautiful inhale while your arms reach up to the sky, saying hello to the sun. You fold forward on your exhale in a gesture of honoring the sun. Then you flow with an inhale into flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Then you take a big step back into plank on an exhale breath. Continue this exhale as you flow into Chaturanga Dandasana, starting to feel the heat beginning to course through you. On your next beautiful inhale, you flow into upward dog, opening your heart back up toward the sun. Then you exhale and press back into downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. You take pause in downward dog to feel the effects so far of this sequence, inhaling and exhaling steadily through your nose. Then you come back up to standing and inhale into flat back. Exhale, bow into your forward fold. Inhale, gather up all the energy created as you stand back up and reach up toward the sky. And as you exhale, your hands come back into prayer at the center of your heart space. And you've completed one round of a sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. Breathe and feel the sun's energy coursing through you. It's day 11, it is the afternoon, but I just wanted to give you an update because I feel like today was the first day I felt some pretty significant changes from doing my sun salutations. So first off, it's pretty rainy and cloudy today, and I still feel pretty energized, which for me is pretty cool because normally on cloudy days, I do feel really fatigued. So I feel like that's an indication that the sun salutations are working at helping me to feel more energized. And second, today was the first day that I feel like I just went through my sun salutations with ease. And yes, physically it did feel easier, like it's been feeling easier. I've been feeling it less through my shoulders because it can be tough to do all those chaturangas, and even holding downward dog can be a little fatiguing for the shoulders. So physically it feels easier, but what I'm really talking about is that mentally it felt easier this morning. Like I feel like all the previous days I've been going through them, and it's kind of like that feeling you're like, all right, I'm at number 5, like 5 more to go, right? And this morning, it didn't feel like that. It felt like it was just such a nice, beautiful flow. And I even added 2 more on, and I did 12, which I think I'm gonna do for the rest of this challenge, which I will talk more about that later and why I'm doing that. But yeah, so pretty cool. I feel like the positive effects are coming in from these sun salutations, Surya Namaskar. So it's pretty cool to see, and we'll see how it goes through the rest of the month. I'm really excited to find out. You can make your sun salutation A little more traditional by hopping back into chaturanga and skipping the plank. Personally, I know this variation isn't accessible to many, and I honestly really like the variation I've been doing where you do step back to plank because it has you moving through 12 distinct poses instead of 11. By moving through 12 distinct poses, you can add another layer of meaning to your sun salutation practice by also honoring the 12 constellations of the zodiac. This isn't taking the focus away from the sun, it's actually deepening the focus on it. The sun moves through all 12 of these constellations each year. This is why you're considered a different zodiac sign depending on when you're born. So the constellation that the sun is in when you're born is typically how people will describe their zodiac sign. There's much more to you in terms of astrology than your sun sign, but hopefully this helps clarify this point. Anyway, I like having the 12 poses because I find that it just adds another layer of meaning to your sun salutations, which I personally find impactful and beautiful. Okay, so after that last update, day 11, I did the challenge for probably a few more days without problems. And then I had a pretty bad flare-up of neck pain, which does happen to me from time to time. I don't think it was the sun salutations that caused it, but whatever, there it was. So I couldn't really do a full sun salutation with chaturanga to up dog, but I figured I could still modify and do it with low cobra. So I tried that for a few days and it was just really irritating my neck. So I modified even more and I took out the downward dog and I did a child's pose, but my neck was still really just feeling like shit every time I did my sun salutations. So I called it and I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm gonna give myself some extra time to rest and I'll redo the challenge next month. So next month came along. I even announced this in my monthly newsletter that I was gonna redo the challenge. My neck was feeling better. I wouldn't say it was back to 100%, but it was definitely better. So I decided to start up the challenge again. I did it for like 3 days and the sun salutations were really still just feeling shitty on my neck. So I had to call it again. I honestly wasn't even gonna post the challenge or this video because I figured I said I was doing a 30-day challenge. I didn't make it 30 days. So why would I post it? But then I took a step back and I started to really think about it and I felt like it was still a learning experience. So I figured I'd still release this video and just share with you the lessons I learned. So lesson 1 is that it is okay to change. It's okay to change your goals. This was a reminder that I needed through this challenge because it is sometimes hard for me once I set that goal and say I'm gonna do something to change it. Like this challenge, I said I was gonna do it for 30 days. So I was pretty fucking pissed that I couldn't. So I probably pushed myself on for longer than I should have. Even my husband was like, why are you doing this to yourself? And my answer was, because I said I was gonna do it for 30 days. But that really wasn't a good answer of why I was continuing to do this. I started doing these sun salutations to create positive change and it was really turning to negative at that point. So, and I did stop, but I probably should have stopped a few days before I did. So remember, it's okay to stop your goal if it's not serving you anymore. If it's something that's not for your highest good, change it. Just because you stop the goal then doesn't mean that you can't come back to it at another point if you so choose. And I think a lot of times, at least for me, it feels like once you set a goal, that's what you need to do, right? You already put it out there, but we're fluid beings. We are constantly changing, and that means our goals are gonna be fluid and constantly changing too. So when you set a goal and it doesn't feel right, it's okay to change it. And this isn't me saying that you shouldn't work hard and persevere and stick with a goal through tough times. Many times we probably do give up too quickly for sure, but the best question to ask yourself is this still the best course of action for me? Does this goal still resonate with me? And if it doesn't, then don't be afraid to change it. Lesson 2 is to honor your body. And I just actually filmed a video that talked about this. We talked about when to push yourself and when to respect your limits in your fitness routine. I will link it for you down below, but that video was partially inspired by this sun salutation experience. It's so important to honor what your body is telling you and to listen to what it's telling you. Sometimes it can be hard to decipher these signals for sure. So working on things like building your body awareness is really helpful. But for me, I'm pretty in tune with my body and what it's telling me, and I just need to learn to listen to it more often. So maybe that resonates with you as well. Part of honoring your body may be challenging it more often, but it may also be backing off when something isn't working for you. Lesson 3 is that failure is just a lesson. I literally felt almost like ashamed to post this video because I felt like it was a failure. But one, failure is inevitable in life, especially if you're pushing yourself to grow. And 2, I think being real with people and being open about your failures can actually help them more. While it's great to share success for sure, there's something just super genuine and that just helps you feel that human connection when someone is open and honest about a failure. And failure is kind of a shit word because it just sounds bad, but failure in itself is really not a bad thing at all. It's a lesson that you need to learn. It's a shift that you need to make. It is a reminder for you to make positive changes. It really allows us to grow and expand throughout our human experience. Just because I gave up on this one goal, this does not define me as a failure. I set plenty of goals that I still continue with. Hey, sometimes I feel discouraged with YouTube, but I'm still here because I do feel like even when it's tough, it's still something that feels aligned with my journey. So don't run from failure and don't let it bring you down. Embrace it as part of your journey. I think in a lot of ways, this challenge did break me out of my negative rut because I feel like my mood has been much better, and that's with me also decreasing my OCD medication at the same time, so that's really saying something. Energy-wise, I do think it was helpful, but I also think I'm just not an energized person in the morning. I don't know. Any tips for being more energized in the morning other than coffee? Please let me know. But on the days where I felt super connected to the spiritual aspect of the sun's energy doing the sun salutations, it really did help me feel more revitalized. I've also been making the conscious choice to just try to be slightly more positive in the morning. Like within my morning routine, even just taking a moment to feel the sun on my face and connecting with the sun's energy in this way has been super helpful. My neck pain is slowly getting better, and I'm still fine doing my sun salutations in my yoga practice because I do genuinely love this sequence, but apparently 10 in the morning every morning was not working for me right now. So I'm not doing the sun salutations that way, but I still do incorporate them into my yoga practice because I do think it's a really beautiful, powerful sequence. So that was my experience on attempting to do sun salutations for 30 days. Even though I didn't make it to the 30 days, honestly, I feel like overall it probably ended up being a more valuable lesson as opposed to if I did make it for the 30 days. So yeah, I hope that you guys were able to take something from this video. You learned a little bit about sun salutations, the spiritual aspect of it. Hopefully you also feel inspired to take the lessons out of a failure and not look at it as such a negative thing. But yeah, that is all for this video. I do have a Patreon if you are interested in diving deeper into a spiritual practice, into your yoga practice. We go over a specific topic each month, and we have a meditation to go along with it and a yoga flow, so I'll link that in the description down below. But that's all from me for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.